Hello everyone, this is Ben Robson. I'm about to tell you a story which is set in South America, The Adventures of Mariana and Penolo. In this really long video, I'll tell you about a beautiful girl named Mariana and her friend who is a bird named Penolo, who's been taken to a spirit world by a devious goddess of mischief. Now they need help from a godmother who's also a goddess so they can get back to their home in the land of the living. But if you want to read it to yourself, you can turn off the volume, and if you want to take a break, you can add it into a watch later list. So sit back, get yourself comfy, and enjoy the story. In a place called New Spain, in South America, in the year 1664, there was a kind woman named Juana, and her husband Miguel. They had a 4-year-old daughter called Mariana. Often during the afternoons, Juana and her family would walk in the woods exploring. Juana says, "Isn't this lovely out in the woods today?" Mariana says, "Yes, I love walking in the woods, watching the animals and birds." Just then, Mariana saw a little young bird who looked lost and rather sad. Mariana says, Mama, Papa, I can see a bird and it's not looking happy. I need to help it." Miguel says, "Oh, Mariana, don't worry about it. It'll be fine." Juana says, "Miguel, let her help the lost bird." Miguel says, "Oh, all right then. Off you go, Mariana. See if you can help the little bird." Mariana went up to a bird and said, "Are you okay? Do you have a mama somewhere?" The bird nodded yes. So Mariana took it in her hands and set off to look for a lost bird's mother. A short while later, Mariana spotted the little bird's mum and dad. "Look, little bird, I can see your parents." The little bird was so happy the mother bird tweeted a thank you to Mariana. Now Mariana wasn't sure where her parents were by now, so the birds decided to help her in return. The birds flew around and Mariana followed them. Before long she was back with her parents. "Mariana," Juana says, "there you are. Did you help the little bird?" Mariana says, "Yes, mother. I found his parents and then the birds led me back to you." Miguel says, "Well, Mariana, when you do good things for others, often good things happen to you." The bird family followed Mariana and her parents to their home. They built a nest next to their house where Juana's mother Eva would visit them every day, bringing fresh seeds and grapes. The bird family was so happy they told other birds, who in turn decided to build nests around Mariana's home. Soon, Mariana had a garden full of beautiful birds. 15 years later, Mariana was now 19. This was her beautiful home set in the woodland valley. In the spring of 1679, on a lovely warm day, Mariana went to a garden with a bucket of grapes to give to the birds. All the birds in their garden loved grapes. Mariana had a shiny red apple for herself. Mariana called the birds with a whistle. "I got lots of grape treats for you." The birds saw her with a bucket which she placed on the floor, and then sat down beside it. The birds flocked around her, then settled to eat the grapes while Mariana ate her apple. Then Mariana noticed three little birds who were triplets, having trouble getting any grapes, as all the other birds were bigger and were pushing past them. So Mariana took 3 grapes and gently gave them one each. When the birds were all fed and satisfied, Mariana sat on the garden bench to chat with one bird that had become very special to her. That bird's name was Penolo. Mariana says, "Hey Penolo, isn't the air so nice out here today?" Penolo tweeted and nodded yes. Then she said, "So I was going to say to you, it was such a wonderful thing that day when all the birds decided to live in my grandmother's garden after I helped your father find his parents when I was a child. It was like a wonderful gift to her. The birds are so happy that he and I made a best friend in you and your sister Rosie." Penolo tweeted back to her telling her how pleased his family were with their new home. In the afternoon, while Penolo went back to his mum and his siblings, Mariana went to sit with her family for dinner. They were having mincemeat soup. Whilst they're having their dinner, Juana was asking her daughter how she was getting on. Juana says, "So, Mariana, have the birds been enjoying their grape treats?" Mariana says, "Yes, they love grapes. It's their favourite food." Juana turned to Miguel and chat during dinner while Mariana, Esther and Theo finished their soup. Juana says, "So, Miguel, what have you been up to today?" Miguel says, "Oh, I've heard there is going to be a contest between a bull and an eagle at the stadium tomorrow." Juana says, "Oh, maybe we should go and take a look. Maybe Mariana would like to watch it with us." Mariana says, "I'm sorry, Mum, you were saying something about an eagle and a bull?" Juana says, "Yes, we should go and cheer for the eagle to win. But if it looks like a bull is going to win, I maybe have to leave early." Mariana says, "Well, yes, the eagle is like a king of the birds. I would like to see him win, but who knows? The bull is very strong." Then Theo asks Esther to make a guess as to whom would win. Esther says, "I don't even know yet." Theo says, "Might be the bull." Esther says, "Or maybe the eagle." Theo says, "Yes, well, the bull is so strong." Esther says, "Nah, probably the eagle is, as he is too fast and can fly." Miguel says, "Okay, well, tomorrow we shall find out." A few hours later, just before bedtime, Mariana went outside to say goodnight to all the birds. Mariana could see Penolo getting ready for bed and said, "Hey Penolo, how you doing?" Penolo tweeted to say he had a great day. To help the birds get to sleep, Mariana sung an incredibly beautiful Spanish lullaby. "My sweet and precious little birds, my sweet and precious little babies, Penolo, dear fellow of mine, Penolo, my favorite of all time. In my heart and soul I love you so. Sleep well, sweet dreams. Now I must go." Mariana said goodnight to all the birds and went back into the house to take herself to bed. At the same time, somewhere in the dark side of the spirit world, Mas Sabio's evil sister Malvado was gazing into a crystal skull where she saw Mariana. "Yes, run back inside, little princess. I cannot stand that sister of mine doing all her good deeds and taking care of those stupid birds that she is so obsessed about. I may not be able to hurt my sister directly, but I could steal away her beloved grandchild, Mariana. Yes, that's it. I will steal away Mariana and lock her into the dark side of the spirit world. Or even better, I will turn her to my evil ways and make her my own goddaughter. Then I will turn her and my minions to my feeble sister and take her palace from her." The next day, Miguel, Juana, Esther and Theo were all getting ready to go to a stadium to see the contest between the bull and eagle. While Mariana was getting ready, she said to Penolo and the rest of the birds, "Hey everyone, I'm going to the stadium to watch the eagle defeat the bull." Penolo knew that the eagle was a mighty bird, and so asked Mariana if he could go with them to see it. Mariana says, "Are you sure, Penolo? I'll have to ask my mother if you can come with us to the stadium." Mariana asked her mum, and Juana thought that it would be okay. So, Penolo sat on Mariana's shoulder and the family set off in the carriage to travel to the stadium. They finally arrived at the stadium and took their seats along with the other spectators. The bull was inside his enclosure on the edge of the arena. On the opposite side, the eagle was in his enclosure. The gates opened and the bull and eagle charged to the center of the arena, where they slowed and stared at each other. The eagle clutching a red and gold cape in its claws. The contest was to begin. Juana says, "Oh my, well, here we go." The bull let out a snort and charged. But the eagle flew high, avoiding the bull's attack, and screeched at his opponent. Theo says, "Whoa, this is amazing." Miguel says, "I know, this is so good." Mariana stared at the eagle and cheered, "Come on, you can do this." The bull stared at the eagle again and prepared to charge again. The eagle readied himself, clutching his cape. This time, as the bull charged, the eagle released the cape, which landed on the bull's head. The bull, now unable to see, charged into the side of the arena, bumping his head. The eagle had won the first. Of the 3-round competition, Mariana and her family were enjoying the contest, especially as the eagle won the second round as well. The final round began. Again, the bull charged and the eagle dodged by flying above him, but on the third charge the eagle was too slow. The bull hit him hard. Penolo gasped as he watched the bull hit the eagle, fearing for the eagle's life, and in the panic, with no regard for his own safety, Penolo decided to try to help the eagle. Mariana gasped nervously. "Penolo, what are you doing?" She shouted to her mum. "Penolo's trying to help the eagle. I need to help him." Juana says, "No, Mariana, you mustn't go into the arena. The bull will attack you if you do. It's too dangerous." Mariana let out a sigh and agreed not to enter. The bull saw Penolo land by the eagle's side and prepared to charge. The eagle recovered from the bull's blow. Clutching his cape, he took Penolo on his back and launched into the sky, narrowly missing the charge. With a swoop, the eagle turned and dropped the cape on the bull's head again to win the final round. With the contest now over, the eagle returned Penolo to Mariana, who was so relieved he was safe. Juana says, "Oh, Mariana, is Penolo all right?" Mariana says, "Yes, Mama, I think so." Miguel was not happy that Penolo entered the arena, and was very cross with Mariana as he thought that she had told Penolo to assist the eagle. Back at their house, Mariana went to take Penolo into a garden. Penolo chirped an apology to her. Mariana says, "Yes, it's okay. I'm sorry too." Miguel called Mariana back into the house. He was still furious and said, "Mariana, I can't believe you put Penolo in danger by asking him to enter the arena." Mariana says, "But Papa, it was Penolo himself who decided to try and help the eagle." Juana says, "Miguel, Mariana, what is going on?" Mariana says, "I want my father to believe me that Penolo took that risk on his own, and it wasn't me." Juana says, "Mariana, I believe you." "I want your father to believe you too." Mariana says, "You see, Papa, my mother knows. Please, will you believe me?" Miguel says, "Mariana, for the last time, I know it was you, and you can never take Penolo out with you again." Mariana was shocked and ran out into a garden in tears. Juana says, "Miguel, what did you do? Please don't say things like that to her. You know she loves Penolo so much. She would never put him at risk." Miguel starts to feel bad for what he had said to Mariana. Miguel says, "Yes, Juana, I guess you're right, and I was just so afraid for Penolo and I got angry. What can I do to make it up to Mariana?" In the garden, Mariana sat at the foot of a tree, feeling depressed. Penolo chirped to Mariana to ask her what was wrong. Mariana says, "Oh, Penolo, this is so bad. Papa is so cross and he won't believe me. He has forbidden me to take you out of the garden on my own ever again." Penolo sat on Mariana's shoulder and nuzzled into her to try to make her feel better. Suddenly, an owl landed on the grass in front of them. Mariana says, "Oh, you are a beautiful owl. I have not seen you before." The owl hooted to Mariana and said that she had overheard her conversation with Penolo. The owl was sorry that Mariana was so sad and said that she could help her feel happy again. The owl says, "Mariana, come over here with me to the garden wall." Secretly, the owl passed a feather over a medallion on its chest to open the dark portal gateway on the wall. As the portal opened, Mariana was dragged inside. Mariana says, "Oh no, what's going on? Penolo, help!" Penolo flew to help Mariana but was dragged into a portal as well. As the portal was closing, Miguel and Joanna appeared in the garden looking for Mariana, but the first thing they saw was an owl wearing a medallion. To their shock, the owl started to shapeshift. It was not really an owl. It was a disguise used by a dark and menacing goddess known as Malvado. Malvado says, "Finally! At long last! I have her and her precious little birdie as well." As Mariana disappeared through the gateway, Joanna says, "Oh no! Mariana! Where are you going?" Miguel says, "Oh, Joanna, I think a demon has taken her." When Joanna realized what had happened, she cried and hugged Miguel. At the same time, Rosie sadly hugged Mother Annabelle as they and the triplets, Nonny, Tu and Jock, were shocked and they were sad that Penolo and Mariana are gone. Mariana and Penolo were transported to the spirit world and into a layer of Malvado. At the same time, Malvado appeared standing in front of the steps. Malvado says, "Ah, if it isn't the little Princess Mariana, it's so wonderful to have you here. We are going to have a lovely time together." Mariana says, "Oh, sorry, I'm not a princess." Malvado says, "Oh, nonsense, you are to me, my lovely, and it's so nice that you have brought a beautiful little bird with you." Malvado turned to her henchman and said, "El Jago, see how beautiful she is." El Jago says, "Oh, wow, is that a living person you've been talking about? She is gorgeous." El Jago tried to kiss Mariana, but she turned away in shock and disgust. Malvado says, "El Jago, mind your manners. Mariana here is our guest." El Jago says, "Oh, forgive me, your highness, I meant no disrespect." As he continued to stare at Mariana with a smile on his face. Malvado says, "Now, where was I? Oh, yes, Mariana, your father blamed you for what happened at the arena, but your mother believed you, and so the two of them argued. I know that has made you very sad. No need to be sad anymore, though I am certain you will be so happy here with me. I'll make an announcement to my minions, the gargoyles, to introduce you." Malvado turned to the gargoyles and said, "My minions, we have a person from the world of the living, the beautiful Mariana. Welcome her into our realm. She is one of us now." In unison, the gargoyles cheered loudly. Mariana became very afraid. She didn't want to stay here. She just wanted to go back home. Penolo told her they must find a way out. While Malvado was addressing her minions, Mariana and Penolo slipped away unseen. Malvado, having finished her speech, turned to Mariana only to find she had gone. Malvado turned to El Jago and said, "Where's Mariana?" El Jago says, "What? Where? I don't know." Gulp! Malvado grabbed him by the neck and lifted him off his feet and said, "You should have watched her, you fool! Where is she?" El Jago says, Whoa, I didn't see anything. I am so sorry." Malvado says, "You idiot! I was going to turn that little brat to our dark ways and have her help me rule the spirit land, and now she ran away. Where is Mariana?" El Jago says, "Okay, maybe her bird helped her get away, but who knows? I'm sure she'll come back. There's nowhere else for her to go. Please, don't hurt me, Your Highness. Seriously, guys, what do you think?" Other gargoyle says, "Yes, yeah, definitely she is sure to return. All will be well, Your Highness." Malvado puts him down and said, "You had better be right, fool, or you will pay. We will find her and go ahead with our plan. Soon the land of the living will feel the wrath of the dead. I will have my sister on her knees begging for mercy." Mariana and Penolo managed to slip away from Malvado and found themselves alone in a quiet corner of the spirit world. Mariana sat anxiously on the rock. She said, "Oh, Penolo, I can't believe this. This isn't really happening." Mariana sighed, feeling quite sad. Mariana started singing a song. "My sweet and precious little Penolo, My sweet and precious little Penolo, may we return home. Penolo, my fellow of mine, Penolo, you are my dearest friend. With all our hearts and souls, we love each other so. May we return home together and free again. Mariana began to cry. Penolo felt sad too, because they were trapped in the spirit world. Mariana stopped crying and said to Penolo, "We need to find a way out of here. That horrible demon banished us here. But as long as we believe in Mas Sabio, we could find a way out. We must find her and she will help us get back home. Come on, Penolo." So Mariana and Penolo began their search for the goddess called Mas Sabio. After some time they came across a golden palace surrounded by narrow streets filled with spirit people. This place looked a lot nicer than the part of the spirit world where Malvado lived. Then finally they saw a beautiful woman that could only have been the goddess, Mas Sabio, walking in one of the streets. Mariana called to her. Mas Sabio heard someone calling her name. She looked around to see who it was and was surprised to see a young girl and a bird from the land of the living. They should not have been here in the spirit world. She recognized her goddaughter Mariana and rushed to greet her. "Hello," Mas Sabio says. "Mariana, what are you doing here wandering around the spirit world?" Mariana says, You're at Mas Sabio." Mas Sabio says, "Yes, of course it's me, and you are my goddaughter Mariana." Mariana says, "Oh, I am so pleased we have found you. We need help to get back home." Mas Sabio says, "Yes, Mariana, I will help you get back to the land of the living. You should not be here. Your family will be missing you so much." Penolo chirped hello. Mas Sabio says, "Hey, you must be Mariana's cute buddy." "Hello, Penolo. It's so lovely to meet you." Mariana began to tell a story of how she came into the spirit world. She told Mas Sabio about the owl she saw in her garden and how it used a magic necklace to open the portal into the spirit world. Sabio says, "Oh, Mariana, I am really very sorry to hear of what has happened to you. I think I know who is responsible for this. Do you know who this is?" Mariana says, "No, who is it?" Mas Sabio says, "She is a dark queen of the spirit world, and she is my sister. Her name is Malvado, goddess of mischief." Mariana was shocked to hear this, and she said, "Oh no! Malvado told me that she wanted me to join her in ruling the dark side of the spirit world. I feel so afraid." Mas Sabio says, "Well, you've been very brave getting away from her, but you can't get home on your own, so follow me. I will show you the way." So Mariana and Penolo followed Mas Sabio to her palace. As they walked, Mas Sabio told Mariana how she had been taking care of her grandparents after they had died. Mariana says, "Oh, I do miss them." Mas Sabio says, "Ah, but you'll get to see them again. Would you like to see them now before you return to the land of the living?" Mariana says, "Oh, yes, that would be great." Penolo chirped in agreement. Mas Sabio says, "Oh, and I have something here that I'm sure Penolo would love to see. It's a rainforest filled with the most beautiful birds. I'll show you where it is after we meet your grandparents." Mariana says, "Wow, that would be amazing." They all went to a special house in one of the streets near Mas Sabio's palace to visit Mariana's grandparents. They were called Eva, Marco, Cleo, and Joaquin. Mas Sabio says, "Okay, Mariana and Penolo, here they are." Mas Sabio let Mariana open the door, and Eva saw her. Eva says, "Is this my granddaughter?" Mariana says, "Grandmother Eva, it's so lovely to see you again. This is amazing." Eva was so happy to see her granddaughter. Marco, Cleo, and Joaquin were delighted to see her also. Marco says, "Well, if it isn't Mariana, you have come to visit us." Mariana says, "Yes, I can't believe this." Cleo says, "Neither can I. You're such a good young lady, aren't you?" Joaquin says, "So, you've come to visit us in our new home in the spirit world." Mariana says, "Well, and it's thanks to Mas Sabio. Isn't this wonderful, Penolo?" Penolo chirped happily. Then Mas Sabio said, "So, Mariana, we could stay for dinner if you like. Then we could go show Penolo the rainforest." Mariana says, "Yes, that would be wonderful." They all talked for a while when it was dinner time. Mariana and her grandparents sat at the table. Mariana was sitting next to Mas Sabio, who had prepared dinner for them all. Mas Sabio says, "Okay, what we have here is mincemeat veggie salad on a nice pita bread bowl." Mariana says, "Oh, Mas Sabio, this is amazing. I never tried food like this before. Perhaps Penolo can try a bit, right?" Mas Sabio says, "Don't forget to eat the salad, everyone." With the salad all gone, Mariana took a bite of the pita bread bowl and said, "This is good. I love it. Thank you so much." Mas Sabio says, "You're welcome. It's a lot like Yorkshire pudding." Mariana gave a little piece of bread to Penolo. Penolo tried it and loved it as well. Eva says, "Oh, Mariana, your bird liked it." Mariana says, "Thanks, Grandmother Eva." Marco says, "So, are you going to tell us how you found yourself in the spirit world?" Mariana wasn't sure, as she started to feel sad again when she thought about what had happened. So, Mas Sabio saw she was unhappy and so thought she would tell a story herself. "Oh, yes. Mariana told me what happened. My sister captured her and brought her here. But luckily, Mariana got away from her. Then she came searching for me to help her get home. Then I brought her here to see you all before she returns to a land of the living." Mariana says, "Yes. How can I get back home?" Mas Sabio says, "This can be tricky, but there is a way for you to get back." Mariana says, "What do you mean?" Mas Sabio told Mariana, Penolo, and the grandparents about her sister Malvado and how she wanted to control the spirit world all for herself and turned it into an evil place. Malvado discovered that Mariana is my goddaughter and decided to use a magic medallion that would take her from her world and bring her here, where she planned to turn Mariana into a dark side, knowing that this would hurt and weaken me, making it easier for her to control the spirit world. The medallion doesn't belong to Malvado. She stole it from goddess Tonantzin. We will need to defeat Malvado and return the medallion to Tonantzin, who will then be able to return Mariana to a living world." Mariana says, "Oh my goodness, I know you could help us get home, but it does sound dangerous." Joaquin says, "How can we help?" Mas Sabio says, "There is nothing anyone else can do. I must do this alone with Mariana." Mariana says, "But first we are going to visit a rainforest, aren't we?" Mas Sabio says, "Oh yes, just as soon as we have finished dinner." With dinner over, Mas Sabio took Mariana and Penolo to a rainforest. It was a long way away, and so it took a while to get there. The entrance was hidden in some thick bushes. Mariana pushed through the leaves and branches, and in front of her she saw a wonderful sight. She said, "Oh my goodness! This place is beautiful. This is like a wonderful dream I had." Penolo chirped happily and flew around the trees. Mariana ran into a forest and said, "Hey, Penolo, where are you going?" But instead of chasing after him, she ran around the trees in the forest. The birds who lived in the forest were very friendly. They flew up to Mariana and landed on both of her arms. Mariana sighed happily and said, "I can't believe this. I feel like I'm inside this dream of mine." Mas Sabio says, "I know. I knew you would like it. I can see Penolo finding lots of new friends around here. It's got lots of trees covered in different types of delicious fruit." Mariana says, "That's wonderful. I hope I dream of this place again when me and Penolo are back home. Now Mas Sabio says, Of course you want to go home. You miss your family, don't you? Mariana says, Yes, I do. Will you be able to take me home soon? Now Mas Sabio says, All in good time. First, we must return the medallion to Tonantian. Then she can open the gateway back to your world. Mariana says, Oh, I hope so. Now Mas Sabio says, Well, for now at least enjoy this beautiful forest. I will leave you here as I need to return home now. Mariana and Penolo went off to explore and meet the birds of the forest. After lots of the forest and meeting new birds, it was time for Mariana and Penolo to return to Lama Sabio's house. Mariana says, Hello, Lama Sabio. We're back. Lama Sabio says, Hello, Mariana and Penolo. Did you have fun? Mariana says, It was wonderful. If we have time, we would love to go back tomorrow. Penolo nodded and tweeted in agreement. Later that evening, Lama Sabio showed Mariana and Penolo where they could sleep. Sabio says, But before bed, would you like to go and say goodnight to your grandparents? Mariana went to her grandparents. They all hugged and said goodnight. Then it was time to go. Lama Sabio showed them where they would sleep that night. Lama Sabio says, Here we are. It's a very comfy bed for you, and for Penolo, there's a nest-shaped bed that is very cozy. Mariana says, Oh, Lama Sabio, thank you so much. You have taken good care of us. Mariana climbed into bed, while Penolo settled into the nest next to Mariana's pillow. Then Mariana says, Well, good night, Lama Sabio. Lama Sabio says, Good night, Mariana. Sleep well. We have a big day tomorrow. Sabio left them to sleep and went off to her home. At the same time, back in the world of the living, Miguel and Juana set up a chair, and they put a portrait of their daughter on it and lit up candles in the hope that a miracle would bring back Mariana. Esther and Theo were with them and prayed for her return. Annabelle, Penolo's mother, was tearfully sad, and were his siblings, Rosie and the triplets. They all missed Penolo and Mariana so much. Esther says, Mama, what are you doing? Juana says, We're hoping for a miracle to bring your sister back to us. Theo says, Oh, I hope she comes home soon. Juana says, You know, we have Lama Sabio to believe in. Miguel says, Yes. Sabio took care of my mother and my father when they passed away. I think Lama Sabio is the only way for Mariana to return. They went back into a house to pray in the garden. The candles glowed softly while they waited and hoped for a miracle. Come morning in the spirit world, Mariana woke up and greeted Penolo. Good morning, Penolo. She stroked his beak. He woke up and smiled. As soon as they were dressed, they went to see her grandparents and Sabio. Lama Sabio says, Oh, good morning, Mariana. Did you have a good sleep with Penolo? Mariana says, Yes, we slept better knowing we are safe with you. Lama Sabio says, Yes, you are safe with me. It was good to see that you really enjoyed the rainforest yesterday. Mariana says, Yes, I would love to go there again. Eva spoke to Mariana. My dear Mariana, I wonder if the birds in the forest would give flowers for your hair. Mariana says, Really? That would be great. Lama Sabio says, That's a good idea, Eva. Mariana would look lovely with flowers in her hair. Lama Sabio, Mariana and Penolo went to a rainforest again to find flowers for Mariana's hair. Mariana whistled to call the birds to her. They answered her call, even some of the younger birds. Mariana told the birds about Eva's idea for a new hairstyle, and she asked them to gather flowers for her. The birds flew off to see what they could find. Soon the birds returned and decorated Mariana's hair with the flowers they had found. Penolo placed the last flower. It was a red rose. Lama Sabio thought Mariana's hair looked beautiful and suggested she could take a look at her reflection in the lake. Mariana looked in the lake and said, "Oh my goodness, my head looks amazing." Then she thanked the birds. Mas Sabio suggested to Mariana that she might like a new dress to match her hair. She could conjure one up using her magic. Mariana was excited at the idea. Mas Sabio says, "I have in mind the perfect dress. It's one I know you have always dreamed of. Here we go." Mas Sabio used her hands to create magic dust, which flowed all around Mariana and made her glow. As the dust disappeared, she was left wearing a lovely new gold and pink dress. Mas Sabio says, "There we go. What do you think?" Mariana looked at her reflection in the lake again and said, "Oh my, I love it. Thank you so much, Mas Sabio." Sabio says, "You're welcome. Now then, why don't you go and show your grandparents your new dress?" When they got back to the village, Eva, Marco, Cleo, and Joaquin saw Mariana in her new dress. Eva says, "Oh, Mariana, you look so beautiful." Mariana says, "Oh, thank you, Grandmother Eva." Marco says, "Wow, your dress is quite spectacular." Mariana says, "Yes, it is, Grandfather Marco." Mas Sabio says, "Well, before I send you home, I would like to show you some things here in the spirit world." So, Mariana, Penolo, Mas Sabio, and the grandparents all set off together. Meanwhile, El Jago was playing checkers with his friends when Malvado called to him. El Jago says, "Oh, I think that's our lovely boss calling me. Excuse me, guys, I'll be right back." He went straight to Malvado, and she said, "I have something to say." El Jago says, "Yes, have you? I haven't done anything wrong, have I? So, what is it you're going to tell me, Malvado says, "I see something interesting in my crystal skull. Come and look. It's that girl Mariana and her little pigeon. They appear to be staying with my sister Sabio." El Jago says, "Oh yeah, she's the one who ran away from you. So, what should we do, Malvado says, "I must have her. She'll be turned to our dark ways. Bring her to me, and make sure she never runs away again." El Jago says, "Well, my mission is about to begin." El Jago told his gargoyle friends about his task. "We will finish our game of checkers later. I must go to Sabio's village to find that kid. And her parrot thing." Mariana and her grandparents were touring the spirit world and were talking about all the wonderful things they had seen. Grandmother Eva asked Mariana if she had ever imagined herself as a bird, maybe like Penolo. Mariana says, "I have done sometimes." Eva says, "Ah, interesting. Well, there is a potion here that could do that for you for a short while." Mariana says, "Really? Sabio, where can we find such a potion that would turn me into a bird?" Mas Sabio says, "Well, I would have to make it. Follow me and I will show you." So Sabio, Mariana, and Penolo went to a magical potion cauldron to make Mariana a special bird potion. Mariana says, "Okay, so what do we need to make this potion?" Mas Sabio says, "All we need is 3 grapes, an apple, a bit of bird seed. All go into a cauldron with this magic liquid." When the potion was complete, Sabio poured it into a little bottle and handed it to Mariana. Mas Sabio says, "Here you are, Mariana. Put this somewhere safe. It will be there for you should you ever need it." Mariana says, "Okay, thank you so much, Sabio. What's next on our tour?" Mas Sabio says, "Now it is time for us to go and meet Tonantzin. We need to tell her that we intended to send you home. To do that, we will need the medallion from Malvado." They went to go see Tonantzin, the goddess of earth. Mas Sabio says, "Hello, Tonantzin. It's so lovely to see you again." Tonantzin says, "Mas Sabio, it's always a pleasure to meet you." Tonantzin saw Mariana and said, "Hello, young one. You must be Mariana, and who is your feathered friend?" Mariana says, "It's an honor to meet you. This is my bird friend, Penolo." Mas Sabio says, "Tonantzin, Mariana and Penolo belong in the land of the living. They are here because my sister stole your medallion and used it to drag her into the spirit world. Malvado wants to turn Mariana into her evil ways to help her take over the entire spirit land. Thankfully, Mariana escaped from her and came looking for me, as I am her godmother." Tonantzin says, "So your sister used my medallion to bring a living person here?" Mas Sabio says, "Yes, and I intend to recover your medallion so we can send Mariana home." Tonantzin says, "Very well. Now then, Mariana, I am sorry you have been brought here against your will, but I hope your visit here has not been entirely unpleasant." Mariana thought for a while, then said, "Well, I do really miss my family, but when I met Sabio, she showed me a wonderful rainforest with some beautiful birds. They decorated my hair with pretty flowers. It was also lovely to meet my grandparents, but I do really want to go home." Tonantzin says, "We will send you home, young lady, but first I have arranged an eagle race which I must attend to. Come and watch." So Mariana and her group went off to watch the eagle race. Competing in the race were 6 magnificent-looking eagles. The race took place every year, and the winner would get to choose the best hunting ground in the spirit world. Given Mariana's love of birds, Sabio was sure she would enjoy the race. Mariana says, "Wow! I haven't seen anything like this before with eagles." Mas Sabio says, "Are you ready, Mariana? The race is about to begin. In 3, 2, 1, go!" The eagles launched into the air and took off at great speed. Around the course they raced. No one eagle seemed to be faster than the others. Then in the final lap, the golden eagle beat its powerful wings hard and just crossed the finish line ahead of the others. Everyone cheered. Mariana says, "Wow! That was amazing! Thank you, Tonantzin, for letting me watch." Penolo enjoyed it as well. Mariana went to congratulate the winning eagle. "Oh, hello there. Well done, you are magnificent." Penolo sat on the eagle's head and chirped a hello. With the race over, it was time to think about getting Mariana home. Sabio thought that taking Mariana back to Malvado's lair would be too dangerous. Mas Sabio says, "Mariana, I am going to take you back to the rainforest. You will be safe there while I seek out Malvado and recover the medallion. I don't want to risk you falling back into her hands, so I must do this alone. Once I return the medallion to Tonantzin, she will then use it to return you to your home." Sabio escorted Mariana to the safety of the forest, then bade her farewell as she set off on her quest for the medallion. Mariana says, "Good luck, Sabio. I will see you soon." Mariana and Penolo waited patiently in the rainforest. They relaxed and watched the birds. After a while, Mariana heard an odd noise coming from some nearby bushes. She and Penolo went to investigate. She saw someone in the bushes. Someone she recognized. It was El Jago. "Well, look who we have here!" Mariana gasped as El Jago threw a net over her and captured her and Penolo. He bundled them both in a sack and set off to return to his mistress. "Mariana has been kidnapped." Finally, El Jago got back to Malvado in her palace with Mariana inside a sack. El Jago says, "Hey, Malvado! Looks like we have a delivery for you." At which point, he opened the bag and Mariana and Penolo tumbled onto the floor. Malvado says, "Good work! At last, she's back to join me. And what are those ridiculous things in your hair, and what is this pitiful-looking dress you are wearing?" Mariana says, "Oh, those are flowers in my hair, and this lovely dress was given to me by Sabio." Malvado says, "Well, let me tell you, you don't look anything like yourself, do you?" Mariana says, "What do you mean? I look fine. What's wrong with it?" Malvado disliked Mariana's bright and cheerful look. Malvado waved her hands in the air and used her dark magic to change Mariana's look. The flowers wilted away. The lovely yellow dress disappeared, and Mariana's look was returned to normal, to how she was when she first arrived in the spirit world. El Chaco says, "Okay, that looks much better without that lousy dress." Mariana was shocked at what Malvado did and said, "Oh no, my dress, my hairstyle, they have gone." Malvado says, "Don't you see? Mas Sabio isn't with you anymore, and so now it's my turn. Now come along with me. We are going to have so much fun." Mariana did not think so and said, "No." Malvado says, "What?" And Mariana says, "I know what you're trying to do to me," she said angrily. Malvado says, "Mariana, don't you talk to me like that, you little brat." Mariana says, "Why shouldn't I? You took me away from my home, didn't you?" Malvado says, "Yes, I did, because I needed you to join me and help me rule this world." Mariana says, "No, you cannot just kidnap people and make them do what you want. I will never be your slave." Then she pushed Malvado very hard. The dark goddess became very angry and said, "All right, you have your last chance. I will have you punished and locked away as my prisoner forever." She grabbed Mariana's arm and took her to a dungeon. But Penolo was hiding, and in her rage, Malvado had forgotten about him. Penolo saw, lying on the ground, Mariana's bird potion that was given to her by Sabio. Quickly, he swooped down and picked the potion up with his claws, whilst watching where Malvado was taking his friend. Poor Mariana was now locked inside a dark and damp dungeon. She sat down, hugging her legs, lowered her head to her knees, and started to weep. Penolo was watching, and as soon as Malvado had left, he gave out a little chirp. Mariana looked up and, wiping her tears away, and said, "Oh, my dear little friend, you're still here, and you have got my potion." Penolo flew inside her prison cell and gave her the potion, and they both hugged each other. "Oh, Penolo, thank you so much," she said. She would drink the potion, turn into a bird, then they could both fly free, away from this horrid place. Mariana opened the lid and drank the whole potion in one gulp. Immediately, the transformation began. Mariana magically transformed into a bird, the same kind as Penolo. Mariana says, "I can't believe it! I'm a bird!" And now that she was a bird, she could understand Penolo speaking. And he said, "Mariana, are you feeling okay?" Mariana says, "Penolo, I can hear you talk." Penolo says, "Yes, humans don't really understand bird language, but you do understand me now." Mariana says, "Yes, I think I'm ready to fly away from this prison, but I need your help. You will have to show me." Penolo beat his wings quickly, and Mariana copied. Soon her feet left the ground, and she began to fly. "I'm flying! I can fly!" Penolo says, "Well done! I'm so proud of you. You can fly as well as any bird." Mariana says, "And I'm so proud of you too. Thanks to you we can escape from this place." She kissed him on the cheek, and he smiled. Then Penolo said, "All right, Mariana, let's get out of here." Together they flew through the bars of the dungeon cell and were free. Meanwhile, Sabio arrived at Malvado's palace to confront her sister. Malvado says, "Ah, well, if it isn't my big sister, Mas Sabio. No doubt you are here to talk to me about the brat." Mas Sabio says, "Malvado, we need to talk." Malvado says, "Oh yes, go on then, tell me what is it you want." Mas Sabio says, "You stole a medallion from Tonantzin and used it to open the portal to transport a young girl called Mariana from the land of the living, a spirit world. I am here to recover the medallion and send Mariana home." Malvado says, you know what? I don't think so. I have locked her away in a dungeon in the depths of my palace. You can't get to her without a fight." Sabio became very cross and said, "You cannot imprison her. I intend to send her home." Malvado says, "Oh, all right then. Let's see what you have got, sister." The gargoyles closed in on Sabio. Malvado snapped her fingers and the gargoyles prepared to attack. At that moment, Penolo appeared and chirped loudly, distracting the gargoyles. Mas Sabio says, "Penolo, is that you?" Penolo chirped to her and pointed with his wing at Mariana. Both birds tweeted and landed in Sabio's hands. Mas Sabio says, "Mariana, you're a bird." Mariana chirped with joy. El Jago burst out laughing and said, "The girl turned into a bird! Oh, that is absolutely freaky!" Malvado knew that a purple bird was her and started to weave her hands to conjure dark magic to attack Mariana. A dark bolt of energy shot towards Mariana, but Sabio blocked her attack with a bolt of light magic. Mariana and Penolo flew at the gargoyles to draw them away from Sabio. El Jago and the two other gargoyles tried to grab the birds. El Jago says, "Catch those two flying pigeons!" But as the birds flew around them, the three gargoyles bumped into each other. El Jago says, "Oof! Hey, which way you going?" Gargoyle 1 says, "Sorry about that. Those two flying pests are too fast." Gargoyle 2 says, "Yeah, but I just hope they don't poop on us." Sabio and Malvado continued to fire magic bolts at each other. Sabio glanced at the birds to check they were okay, giving Malvado an advantage, which she immediately took. Malvado hit Sabio with a powerful bolt of energy that locked her in a stone trap. Mariana says, "Sabio, no!" Mas Sabio says, "Mariana, Penolo, I'm trapped. I'm afraid I can't help recover the medallion. You will have to do this on your own." Mariana says, "What? Why?" Mas Sabio says, "You know what you have to do. The medallion is around Malvado's neck. You must take it from her." Penolo says, "She's right. We have to do this. It's the only way to get home." Mariana and Penolo flew at Malvado. Suddenly, right in front of her, Malvado conjured up a large pool of glowing green ooze and said to Mariana, "You should have joined with me when you could. Now you will see what I can become." Malvado dived into the ooze backwards. When she emerged, she had been transformed into a giant raven and cackled madly. El Jago saw her and said, "Oh, crud!" as he and the other gargoyles ran off afraid for their lives. Malvado says, "Yes! I can feel the power of the raven flowing through me." The battle continued. Mariana and Penolo flew at the raven from different directions and tried to grab the medallion, but the raven was too fast and caught Mariana in her claws. Mariana says, "Penolo, help!" Penolo says, "Mariana!" Malvado says, "You little fool, your time is up. You will have to try harder than that." Penolo became very angry and said, "Yes, I will try harder, just for you." He flew like a speeding arrow and snatched the medallion from around her neck. Mariana was struggling to escape pushing hard against the raven's claws. As Penolo grabbed the medallion, the raven eased her grip and Mariana broke free. Penolo and Mariana passed the medallion to Mas Sabio. As it fell into her hand, the stone trap evaporated. Mas Sabio was free. to use the power of the medallion to defeat Malvado and turn her back into her normal form. Malvado says, "No! It can't be! How could you do this to me?" Mas Sabio says, "I did this for the good of my goddaughter. I will not have you turn her into her evil ways. Remain here in your dark lair and never come forth again." Mas Sabio, Mariana, and Penolo left the lair, leaving Malvado growling in anger and frustration. "All right, you win. I'm done." Having left Malvado's lair, Sabio held the medallion in her hand. Mariana says, "I can't believe we did it." Penolo says, "Neither can I. We're finally going home." Mas Sabio says, "All right, Mariana, I'm going to have to change you back to your human form." Mariana and Penolo stepped onto a large rock. Mariana says, "Well, Penolo, I'm going to be a human again." Penolo says, "Yes, I know, but I will miss you being a bird." Mariana says, "I love you so much." She kissed his beak and they hugged each other. After that, Mas Sabio turned Mariana back into a human. Mariana looked at her normal human self and said, "It's done. I'm back to normal. Thank you, Mas Sabio." Mas Sabio says, "You are welcome, and soon we will have you safely home again." Mariana says, "Yes. Would it be alright if I can say goodbye to the birds in the rainforest before we go?" Mas Sabio says, "Of course you can." So they went to the rainforest. All the birds flocked around them, and they were happy because Mariana and Penolo were safe. Mariana says, "Hello again. I know I'm okay." Then she explained, "Penolo and I must go now, but I will think about you all. I will see you all in my dreams." The birds chirped a farewell to them, and Penolo chirped farewell in return. Mariana says, "Goodbye, little friends. We will meet again one day." After saying their farewells to the birds, they went back to see Mariana's grandparents again. Grandmother Eva says, "Mariana, Mas Sabio, you got a medallion." Mas Sabio says, "Yes, I have, and we will return it to Tonantzin." Mariana and her grandparents all had a farewell hug. Grandmother Cleo says, "My darling, take care." Mariana says, "You too." Then it was time to go and see Tonantzin and return the medallion. Mas Sabio says, "Hello, Tonantzin. We're back, and we have your medallion." "Oh, well done, and thank you so much." Mas Sabio says, "Mariana and Penolo, are you ready to go home?" Mariana says, "Yes, we are." As soon as Mariana handed the medallion back to Tonantzin, it changed shape. It turned from an evil skull to a symbol of Earth. Tonantzin used the medallion to open the portal and transported Mariana and Penolo back to their land. They would be returning to a garden at their home. As they were about to leave, Mariana said to Sabio, "You know, this place is wonderful. I guess I will be back here to see you again after I die." Mas Sabio says, "Yes, you and Penolo will return here when it is your time." Mariana gave Sabio a hug. Then she and Penolo passed through the portal and returned home. Mariana and Penolo were so happy to finally be back home. Mariana says, "Oh, Penolo, we're back! This is amazing!" Penolo chirped happily. When Penolo's bird family saw him, they flocked around to greet him. At the same time, Juana ran into a garden excited that her daughter had returned. Mariana says, "Mama, I'm back!" Mariana and Juana rushed to hug each other and they cried happy tears. Miguel saw what was happening and he too ran to greet his daughter and said, "Mariana, you've returned!" as he and Mariana hugged. Mariana says, "Oh, Papa, I am so happy to be home. I was taken to a spirit world and Penolo was with me. Oh, Papa, I have to say I'm so sorry for what happened with the eagle at the arena. However, Miguel knew that it wasn't really her fault. So he said, "No, Mariana, it wasn't your fault. I see that now." Mariana says, "What do you mean?" Miguel says, "Your mother and I discussed the matter, and I realized now Penolo tried to help the eagle on his own." Mariana says, "Yes, he's so brave and gentle, and I love him so much." Joanna says, "Yes, of course you do, and so do we. But that doesn't matter now we are so happy to have you home." Esther and Theo came into the garden to find their sister had returned. Theo says, "Mariana, there you are." Esther says, "Where have you been?" Mariana told her tale, but left out a part about Malvado as she didn't want to frighten them. She said, "I've been in the spirit world where Mas Sabio lives, but she returned me and Penolo back here. We saw some amazing things. My favorite was the rainforest with lots of birds around." Esther and Theo were amazed to hear what she had to say about her adventure. Theo says, "Well, it sounds like a wonderful place." Esther says, "The rainforest sounds like a beautiful place." With the greeting done, the family went back inside the house. Mariana took a moment longer in the garden to listen to Penolo and his family chirp and sing their bird song. Mariana sang along with them. "My sweet and precious little Penolo, my sweet and precious little Penolo, we finally came back home. Penolo, my fellow of mine, Penolo, you are my dearest friend with all our heart and souls. We love each other so. Now we are finally home, together and free again." The birds enjoyed Mariana's song. Then she went inside the house with her family. Penolo and his bird family went back to their tree. Penolo watched Mariana go and smiled. 1 week later, Mariana's parents bought her a new dress from the market. She chose it as it was similar to the one she wore in the spirit world. Then she, Penolo, and her family went to a park filled with forest birds. Mariana says, "Wow, Mama, would you look at these birds around us?" Joanna says, "I know. I'm sure Penolo would like to meet them. It's good to make new friends." Penolo saw the birds and he flew up to greet them. A little later, Mariana met 3 of her friends called Bella, Gabriella, and Zoe. Mariana says, "Hello, dear friends." Bella says, "Hello, Mariana, how's it going?" Mariana says, "It's great. It's such a lovely surprise to see you all here." Penolo saw Mariana with her friends and decided to join them. Zoe says, "Wow, is this your pet bird?" Mariana says, "Yes, this is Penolo." Penolo chirped to say hello. Gabriella says, "Oh, he is so cute." Zoe says, "Hello, Penolo. How are you doing?" Mariana says, "He is so sweet. I love him so much. We've had many adventures together. He's so amazing, aren't you, Penolo?" Penolo chirped yes. The family and Mariana's friends had a wonderful day at the park. Meanwhile, Mas Sabio was looking on from the spirit world. She was so pleased to have Mariana and Penolo return back to the land of the living. She knows that they'll meet up with her when it's their time. Well, that was a great read-along. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I'll be telling you a story about 2 friends who go on both holiday and adventure at Lanzarote. Thanks again for watching, and have a good night.